Aloha and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? This is Miho, joined as always by my co-host Pat.
Are we on right now?
We're live, brother. We are also being joined by my old man, Chris Mihalik. Thanks
Hello,
for coming
everybody.
on.
How's
What's
everyone
going
doing?
on? We are live from Charleston, South Carolina on Seabrook Island here before Alexander Smith's wedding. And what time is it, Pat? It's just about 10 o'clock here on Tuesday.
We got a little audience right here watching us.
Dude, live studio
the
action.
Kids are in bed.
You see that? The applause sign went on, so that's what you're hearing in the background there.
The
Now it's
kids are in
saying,
bed.
shut up.
That's
My wife's in bed.
Yes,
Well, that's our studio audience giving us an applause
exactly.
right there.
That's right.
Where's the sign? Applause.
Applause. Now shut up. Oh,
We got the
goodness
Phil's
gracious.
live right here.
Top
We
of the-
are live.
We are live. Top of the ninth, 4-4 after a walk-off win yesterday, and Mr. Automatic on the mound, Hector Neris right
Automatic. That's
Okay.
what you're going with, Mr. Automatic?
now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got out number one here. That's a good
That
sign.
means a homer's coming.
right? Exactly.
Homer's coming soon.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
Let's start it off. We're golfing earlier today, obviously. Sean Rodriguez comments.
Yes, dude.
Where the fuck does that guy get off?
He's like one for his last 30, and he's telling us,
Boo!
yeah, dude.
Fuck you.
The only guy in the history of the Phils that's going to hit a walk-off and then get booed the next day.
Well, today's the next day, and unfortunately,
Did he get
I didn't
booed?
see his- I don't know. We didn't
He's
see-
playing, though, right?
He's playing.
Well,
so
this
Bob-
jackass has the audacity to come up and be like, "Oh, they say very offensive stuff to me."
Pags, you look like an entitled fan to me.
Oh yeah, fuck you. That's the Gabe Kapler talk right
I'll
there.
tell you what, man. But so here's the deal, Pops.
Yes.
Phils are a game out in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's late August.
Yes.
Why are we not all in?
Well, I think they're being realistic when you look at this team. Okay, so maybe you do get a wild card game. Are they really going to beat the Dodgers?
Well, they're not playing the Dodgers in a wild card game.
Well, no. If
They can win the wild
card
card.
game,
They got
they win the
Nola.
wild card game. Are we really going to beat the Dodgers? Does this team have any shot of winning the World Series? No. And I think that Philadelphia fan who Mr. Rodriguez criticized last night knows that. And my question is, if somehow, some way, they would get a home game in that wild card, do they sell out the stadium?
Yes.
Do they sell that game
100%.
out?
100%.
You think they sell it out?
No doubt in my mind. If they don't, I'm going. What the fuck?
What is it,
It's playoff
dollar-
baseball.
What is it, Dollar Dog Night?
It's playoff baseball. 100%. Here's my question to you.
And by the way,
count
Hector
it-
just walked a guy here
Yeah.
in the ninth inning.
Melton.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're live tweeting here, but on the podcast.
Is it count as a playoff appearance? Losing in that first wild card game, the
Yes.
playing game,
Yes.
does it?
In the books, it does.
Yeah,
books it
but
does.
to
In
me,
your hearts,
I'm
it
like,
doesn't.
this sucks.
Yeah.
You lost another game.
I think there would have been a lot more excitement if the Phillies would be winning the division or won the division going into the playoffs. And then I think everyone in the city of Philadelphia is buying in more.
Here's
Yeah, well, that's
worst
not
case
it, man.
scenario.
It's the playoffs. The Birds were the 6th seed
No
last
doubt.
year. Who cares what you are? Just get in.
Here's worst case scenario. 3-way tie for the playoffs. We play the first game
boy.
to get into the wild card game,
And
and, we lose that one. And it's like,
and by
or
the
we win
way-
that one, and then we have to bring out fucking
The way-
Vargas for the
Yes.
second
Well,
game.
that's it. The way the schedule's shaping up, we're not going to be able to throw Nola in this playoff game.
Nola can pitch for game 1, game 4, game 7.
If we were
There's
to make
3
it.
wins.
Yeah, based on every 5th day.
So you need Smiley or fucking Vargas
Yeah.
or Eflin to win you.
well,
a game.
that's the thing, man, is
if the bats can get hot.
To win that playoff game, the wild
No, I'm saying if you get into a 7-game series here. Well, it's a 5-game series.
well, right
First
now,
one, right?
it looks like you're getting Washington in the wild card game, and then obviously the winner would get the Dodgers in a best of 5.
So do you throw your first game? Do you throw somebody other than so and so against
Save
Scherzer,
Nola
and then
against-
let Nola beat?
So, Pags, with every 5th day with Nola, his last start's going to be the 29th against the Marlins.
Right.
So he's not
So
going to
we
be
lost-
around
We're
for the
gonna
wild
win
card
one
game.
against the Marlins.
Right, but he's not going to be around for
There's
that
a
wild
surprise.
card game. So he would then be around probably game 1 or 2 in the divisional round. But I think what you were trying to get at there, and if you weren't, where I went with it was, do you save Nola instead of throwing him game 1, throw
Against
him
Scherzer.
game 2, or Scherzer would be the wild card game, Pags.
Got it.
So the second round against Kershaw.
Gotcha.
Do you not throw him against Kershaw or Rue, and you throw him games 2, 5, and 7? and that way you have a better matchup.
I think so.
With Nola.
And then you win the first one against Scherzer.
Well, you kind of, you give away the first one because you're facing Kershaw anyway. Can you get Max Scherzer out of your head, please? That's the third time you've said
but what
him.
if you beat Kershaw? Then it's like, oh, shit.
Well, you would have beaten him with Nola.
No, I'm saying you don't throw Nola out there. You
Right.
play Kershaw, you beat him.
Bingo.
And you're like,
that's what I'm getting at.
let's fucking get it.
Right.
So in that scenario, are you
You
throwing
fucking
Nola on
walk
3 days
Cabrera. He walks Melky
rest? Are
Cabrera.
you throwing Nola? Look at that look by Gabe. Are you throwing Nola on 3 days rest?
Yeah, every
Definitely.
time. Every time.
Fuck that.
Probably
Why
two.
wouldn't you not?
Probably 2 days rest if you could.
Is Nola on 3 days rest worse than what you're getting out of Eflin?
Probably.
Not even close.
No doubt.
Probably.
No shot.
He's going to be.
You're wrong.
You can't keep
Way
throwing.
better.
You cannot keep throwing. Even Aaron Nola. You cannot keep throwing him on 3 days rest.
CC
Kershaw did it every
Sabathia,
year.
2008 begs to differ.
Kershaw did it every year.
Yeah. That's what you do. You ride your horse every 3 games, especially when you only have 2 horses.
Who's our second?
Vargas.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
You just
Smiley?
said Vargas. You
The
just
man
said
with a
Vargas?
3.1 ERA this year.
You
yeah,
guys
that
forget
guy.
we have Cliff Lee on the
That's true.
rotation.
We do keep forgetting that because Drew Smiley, I think, threw like a shutout inning
He's
the first
lefty
time or
and
something.
looks like him.
And
His
Gabe-
attitude on
So
that
what-
mound
So
was
what
Cliff
game are
Lee
you throwing
like.
Velasquez?
Oh,
Is he a
Velasquez.
game one game against
no.
Kershaw?
He's in the
He's
the
in
bullpen.
Or is, he
game.
or is he throwing the wild card game?
He's in the
Throw.
pen.
Well, the wild card game, the way it lines up, would probably be Vargas, which means game 1 of the divisional round, I'm throwing Velasquez, Pivetta, and Eflin. Every one of them.
So you're saying those three,
Right. Game
And
2,
then Smiley.
you're going Nola. Game 3.
And at that point, he'd be at 4 days rest.
Right. And then game
Okay.
3, you'd go Smiley. And then game 4, I'm going
Double
Pivetta.
play.
4, 6, 3, double. Oh,
And
Haskins
he
dropped the ball.
And the guy's gonna
and
score.
And they
scored.
scored. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I hate Reese Hoskins. Can we cut him on the spot? What's
No,
going on
you
there?
don't- You don't want to cut.
You got to move him
He-
for a pitcher, though.
He
This
had
guy's a
very
bum.
positive intention of catching that.
Yeah, that's
ball.
right. He was positively passionate about catching that ball.
Yes, he was. Yes,
Good
he
thing.
was.
Oh my God! But hey, guys, make sure you don't boo, because then you would be entitled or yell nasty things. Because Reese is trying hard.
So I got to ask you guys: have we just wasted the last 25 minutes of our lives talking about a wild card playoff berth there?
That's what I'm telling
Oh
you.
my God, he
You
did
missed that.
just.
They're a
drop that
game
ball.
out.
Stupid
They're going to be
idiot.
a week left in the season. They're going to be a game out, and everybody in Philadelphia is going to be like, "This team stinks." It's gonna be like,
No.
who cares?
Just
Everyone
make
in
it.
the city of Philadelphia is going to be going EAGLES Eagles.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're going to
right.
be doing.
My
That's what
son
they'll be
could have
doing.
caught that fucking ball right there, and he sucks at catching.
What happened, dude? That's unbelievable.
Oh my god!
I still have a tough time criticizing him. I think he's a big league player. I think he'll be fine in Philadelphia. All this talk about getting rid of Hoskins for a pitcher, I think is just
How about these
Well,
umps?
it's been months now. What's going on?
that I can't explain. I just can't explain it. But it's obviously there. The talent's there. You know, you're not trading Reese.
Well, the
Hoskins.
talent was there with Don Brown too.
Was it?
Mayberry?
Yeah, he was an
He was an
all-star.
all-star.
Yeah.
Right, for 1 year.
He was
So was
also-
Hoskins for 1
Yeah,
year.
but
Right.
guys, Hoskins supports the Eagles. Fucking Dominic Brown wore a fucking Cowboys.
He was a Cowboys fan.
What an
Oh,
idiot.
did he really?
He's
Oh,
out.
Cowboy shit
No
to an
wonder
Eagles
he's
game
gone.
at Lincoln Financial.
No, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
What's the longest slump you've ever been in? Have you ever gone 2 months hitting $150?
Well, I've never played.
You
I've
played
never
BML for a summer.
No, I've never played every day like these guys are doing, so you can't really equate.
Well,
it.
then
You know, like
your
I-
slump should be even longer than theirs because you play every 3 days instead of every day.
correct.
So how
I
long
mean,
was your longest slump?
2 weeks?
Right?
So that would
the guy's
be,
going on 8-9
that
weeks,
would be
dude.
6, 7, 8 games.
Plays
I mean,
baseball every day. It's going on 8-9 weeks. What the
but-
hell's going
but-
on?
But to his credit, he is seeing slightly better pitching than I saw in the Blue
I went
Mountain.
3 for 4.
Yeah, so are the
against-
rest of the guys on the team, and they're not hitting $150 over the last 2 months.
I went 3 for 4 off Fedak in the Squirmies Biddy
Dude,
Championship.
he had good stuff back
3
then.
for 4.
He had good stuff.
That's 750,
He had a
baby.
low,
That's
he had a low ERA that year.
He got thrown out by Kevin Branch. He tug up. We were up 2-0. Got
Nice.
tug up. Owen freaking slammed his body to the ground. Kevin Branch threw him out. Paul Chappelle caught the game-winning
Dude.
out.
What are you doing right
Epic.
now? What are you doing?
Kevin Branch. That's all I have to say. He's
We're
listening.
going to have to tag him.
We love you, K.
in this
Branch.
in this post.
So let's get back to the slump. Kevin, what was your longest slump? I can tell you. It was
Oh,
probably-
for-
it-
switch
it-
music.
It was your sophomore year.
Yeah,
No, just kidding.
I mean,
Just
I hit what 280. Like I'd go 0 for 12, 0 for 10, and then you hit with your fly down, and you're good to go.
That's right.
Seriously, you go 0 for 10, you hit with your fly down,
Reese
bam,
didn't
up
try
the middle.
fly technique
Seriously,
yet.
did you ever have
Gotta try
anything you did
something.
like that?
I don't think I ever hit with
If
my
I hit
fly down.
if I hit 0 for 10, the fly came down.
No, I would never go that extreme. I maybe put
Multiple
my
times. Multiple.
boy.
I maybe put my socks on a different way,
Right,
right
throw
foot
'em out.
instead of left
I'll
foot.
tell you what, though, it's a heck of a conversation with the catcher.
I could imagine.
When he looks at you, he goes, "Hey, your fly's down." You look back and you go, "I know. I'm 0 for my last 10." That's exactly what he does.
Guys,
Hey, and you know what happens? You get a fastball.
Yes, you do.
You get a fastball. Ooh, he made me laugh. Fastball away. Base hit in between
Curve,
first and second.
Slider in the dirt. Don't
Seriously, though, that's what
swing.
I'm talking about. Like, I've gone, I don't know, 1 for 12. But, like, if you play every day, you hit every day, you practice every day, how do you slump for months on end when you're a good player? You have the talent.
Okay, so let's take this to a different level. Where's Chuck in all this? Where's Charlie?
Charlie's been here for 2 weeks, and he
Exactly.
better pick it up.
Exactly.
That's my point.
I mean, they
So
started
you're on
off-
my side now. You're saying
Exactly.
these
No, they
dudes
started
got to
off-
figure it
they
the
started
fuck
off
out.
fantastic, but where's Charlie with Reese Hoskins? Make an adjustment. There's
There
got to
you
be
go.
something there.
Are you seeing anything?
Nope. I'm not seeing a thing.
That's the problem.
And I love Chuck. Don't get me wrong. I love Charlie. But I'm not seeing
What was it yesterday? 4 strikeouts, 3 strikeouts, pop up in the 9th with a guy on third,
Exactly.
fastball down the middle.
So what do you do with a guy like that? Yeah, let's
There he
bat
is.
him lead off.
He's
Let's
up.
get him 5 at bats, Kevin.
Here
Went
we go.
3 for
Can
4
somebody
that
explain
day.
that to me?
I don't know the
Why are we
leadoff.
batting this guy 8th right now so he can just get fastballs, or maybe 7th?
Yeah.
because you don't want him batting ahead of the pitcher.
That's
so
the only-
so
yeah.
maybe, bat him a 6th or 7th.
Right.
Why are we batting a guy that's struggling to lead off? Are you kidding me?
I don't know, man.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Because he walks.
And by the way, do you see who's batting?
yeah.
Hey, do you see who's batting second tonight?
Who we know?
JT
Just
Real
popped
Mutual.
up.
How many catchers do you know that bat second?
1.
I got no problem with it. I
Mauer?
mean, JT.
JT.
I mean, but seriously, that's a great thing.
By the way, I saw last night he threw out 31 or 33 base
he's-
runners
he's
this year, and
fantastic.
it's 15 more than the next closest guy in the base.
Brother needs to get paid.
Seriously,
but
right?
nowhere near the record.
Yeah.
Nowhere
Well, nobody
near the
runs
record.
anymore.
Right, that just shows you how the game has changed.
Nobody runs anymore.
Everyone just sits
We're
and
not
waits
going
for
to
the
get into
long
that
ball.
conversation.
With the changing of
game has
baseball,
changed.
the launch angle craze,
Oh,
and
God.
Oh,
running, and the Royals tried to do the speed bunt thing this year. That's worked out well for them.
What was it? The Royals won the World Series. They missed on a strike 4 times.
Yeah, and the whole
Against
World
the Mets.
Series, they didn't have like
Unbelievable.
one
Yeah.
strikeout in multiple games and shit like that, dude. They just peppered the shit out of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gone now. It's
It
all
is
about the
gone
home
now.
runs.
That's
Well, I want
exactly-
that backpack.
Home runs and strikeouts.
Ooh,
Home
back
runs
to
and
school
strikeouts.
backpack.
Home runs and strikeouts, and you got your starting pitchers going 5 innings, and that's a quality start. I don't get it anymore.
Why don't the Phillies have anybody that can throw over 95 miles an hour? By the way, Vinny Velo, dude throws like 93.
Right?
Can we get over the Vinny Velo thing when he's 93, 94? Literally any other bullpen in the major leagues has dudes just pumping mid to high 90s. And we bring out Ranger Suarez, who's 92, 93. It's unbelievable,
It's tough
man.
to watch.
There's no
It's tough to
even
watch.
prospects that are throwing mid to high 90s. I mean, the Houston Astros are loaded, and all of their top prospects are studs. The whole organization, top to bottom, with scouting, with everything, with Clentak, it's horrible. If you look at the top prospects compared to like other teams and what's coming, like as bad as this team is, we haven't had a single prospect come up that's been like,
That's made an impact.
yeah, like
Right.
a juice guy or something like that. And it's like all these injuries, all these nothing. There's
And you
nobody
look
at double
the
A.
Braves, they got what's his face, Acuna.
Yeah.
They have all these dudes that are just
Well, no, these
beasts.
arms. That's the key. Like every
Yeah.
one of their starters is mid to high 90s.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, they may be all over the place, but that's where the game is today. I mean, I guess Nick Pavetta's one. He's your quintessential sabermetrics guy who just can't figure it
Our
out.
problem is we got guys that throw 90, but it's straight,
Yeah.
i.e. Mr. Velasquez.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, how long are we going to keep watching that?
You think I could hit a 96-mile-an-hour fastball?
No.
how far?
No. Kevin,
1,000
don't even ask
feet?
that question. The answer is no. No.
You could
What if
foul
I
it
try
off.
real hard?
No.
If
No.
you have a positive
Yes.
outlook and close your eyes
Mike-
and swing hard, you probably
Mike,
could.
you think I could play in the NBA? No. What if I try real
What
hard?
if I tried really hard?
What if I tried real
Mike.
hard?
Come on, Mike.
I'm sorry. Are we talking fantasy baseball here or what?
96? I don't know.
I mean,
No.
I think if it was straight,
No.
I-
No. No.
If I swung right before the
you
wind
have
up.
as much chance of hitting a 96
Could you hit a
mile an hour
96 mile an hour fastball
as I do of snapping a football and blocking a 320-pound defensive tackle.
Fair enough.
There you go.
I think I could still do that.
You could hand fight a little bit.
I still say I could do what Jason Kelsey does every day. No doubt in my mind.
But be an all-pro center in the
No
NFL?
doubt in my mind.
You're unbelievable.
I was his. I could do it.
Could you pull?
Then why
Hell
aren't
yeah, I
you?
could pull. I fucking.
If
so
you
went to
can do
MMA.
it, you should do it.
I didn't get a
Pags.
shot.
Don't be sitting here in Charleston.
I don't want to do it now. I'm too old now.
Jesus Christ. This guy.
I used to be able to
Coulda,
squat
shoulda, woulda.
650 pounds.
Hold
Now
on while I cue
now I
up
don't
Bruce
even do
Springsteen
135.
glory days over here, Pags.
Glory days.
Unbelievable.
Then
But-
pass you by. They're
All
going
right.
to walk Hoskins and Harper's
Yes,
going to
Kev.
hit a two-run digger.
They are down 3-0, so we'll stay tuned in the bottom of the ninth here. But
We gotta
based
keep
on that
talking Phils till
combo,
this game.
we'll transfer to the Birds, and we'll sprinkle in the Phils as they go.
Okay.
The news of the day was Deshaun Jackson
Okay.
breaks his left ring finger. He's going to try a special splint.
His wedding band finger.
He'll be
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. He's
Can he
gonna
wear a
see
ring
a-
anymore?
He's going to see a specialist.
Is he married?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's got kids, but
Ooh,
I
he
don't
was
think he's
on that
married.
one.
And what do you think? Does that affect him, dude? Couple of
I mean,
drops
I'm
out of
sure it
Deshaun
will.
now?
I'm sure. Not the deep ball. Just
No.
basket catch that shit.
Those in routes there?
Oh, those ones are going to be tough. If Carson throws the ball hard as shit,
That's what I'm saying,
it's going to
man.
be tough. It's going to be uncomfortable at least until he finds
Is
his
it going to be
groove.
one of those things that lingers for 17 weeks?
That's
Oh,
what I'm
probably
worried
because he's going to
about.
keep. He's not going to sit out.
Right?
He's probably not going to catch many balls in practice, but
Oh, good.
game
Deshaun, perfectly timed injury to not practice
good.
all year.
They
He
don't
doesn't need
need
to practice right now.
the freaking
He knows how to
the
catch a
freaking
football.
Rams practice one day in pads in shells, and then they do walkthroughs Tuesday through.
Games changed.
McVay said, "Screw this."
Preparations changed.
How would that benefit you as a football team? Yeah,
Cool.
but you're not practicing at all for
So?
the real speed of the game.
Those guys know exactly.
It'd be
what
like in
they're
batting
expecting.
practice, just me lobbing it to you every time and you hit
No,
home
well,
runs,
that's
being like, "Yeah,
completely
that's
different.
awesome." We had a walk and go on because I don't see it. You're going half speed walk
Here's the
through,
thing.
not
You
practicing
know
blocking,
in the NFL
not practicing footwork. You're
Yeah,
not doing
but
anything.
when you get
Yes,
to-
I go here. Cool.
When you get to that level, you know what you're doing. No, the coaching is showing you what you're going to see, how you're going to scheme it up,
But you don't
that's
think they
how you're
teach
going to execute
techniques
it. I think they
and-
do that on that one day. Like, hey, you need to do this, but the dude
See,
knows how to fucking.
Now that
pass
I'm hearing that, the
on a
Rams are going
guy.
to suck this year, man. That's
They
bullshit.
do it every year. They
That's
went to the
bullshit.
Super Bowl last year.
That's bullshit.
Do you mind if I interrupt here and say something?
Go ahead.
Oh, that's out.
Can somebody from the studio audience get me a scotch, please?
It's a no-go.
Studio audience, can someone give me a little pour of a scotch?
That's a no-fly zone.
So go back to practice.
Dude,
I
walkthroughs
really-
are a joke. You check out
Listen to
mentally.
me.
You don't even pay
Listen
attention.
to me. My junior year, hurricane came through. We didn't touch the field. We didn't put pads on. Game we played number 2 in the nation, New Hampshire, and we went out and we fucking smoked them because
Why?
I'm not going to say it was because of the walkthrough, but
Trying to say.
I'm saying you can go out there and play in a game and not have a full week of practice.
Yeah, but all year to just not practice?
I mean, they practice.
That's
all
unbelievable.
Camp. That's what camp's for the fundamentals
You
and
do
shit.
that all
If you're
year.
in the NFL, you know how to practice. You know how to go get ready for a game. If you don't, you're not playing.
So what's your thought on Thursday night games in the NFL?
I think it's hard
or
as shit.
college for that matter.
I think it's hard as shit. The change of
So is it fair
schedule.
to the fans? Is it fair to the fans? Is it fair to the players?
I think it's.
I mean,
I love
they're not
I
ready to play.
love
They're not
Thursday
ready to
night
play in
games.
3 days, 4 days.
No,
after
they're
Sunday.
not. But that's where you get all walkthroughs then.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's shitty football every Thursday.
It is shitty football.
Granted, it's also your body hasn't recovered
Correct.
fully.
True. Absolutely.
So
Nice.
that's-
Nice little twist there since we just fucking threw "you're wrong" right in your face.
And I fucking threw it right back.
You're
at
like,
you.
"Oh, just kidding. They're just not healthy."
I don't think you need to.
You need to practice.
I think if you go up there and you walk through the blitzes, and then you set properly, fucking run the blitzes full speed, but then no contact in it. I think it's the exact same thing as blocking it.
I think
the scout team.
It's the way football's going, and
the scout team guys aren't
it's soft,
gonna
man.
Give,
It's the worst.
The scout team guys aren't going to give you the look you're gonna fucking see on Sunday anyway. The dude at D tackle isn't going to be what Aaron Donald's going to do to you on Sunday anyway.
Well,
So
sure.
what is going full speed against him benefit you?
I'm sorry. Where did Aaron Donald go to college? H2P.
Penn
Baby. But
State?
go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
I don't know, man.
You know
If
what
you're
I'm saying,
asking me
though?
if I think you get better as a player practicing full speed or doing a walkthrough, you get better going at full speed.
No, they do full speed routes and shit like that and see the coverages and stuff, but they're not bashing each other, not hitting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, man. When you say walkthrough, I envision us in the gym Thursday
that's
before.
a fourth quarter pull right there.
You know,
I want to thank Isabella Mihalik for getting me this glass of scotch.
there you go.
Appreciate it very
Dude,
much.
walkthrough, I'm thinking high school, it's kind of like, oh, hut,
No.
1, 2. He
Yeah,
goes
this is
through
what I'm
between
saying.
the
It's not
tackle
high
and the
school
end.
bullshit.
And then I walk through out here. Did everybody get that play? Okay, play number
fuck.
2. Like, that's walkthroughs, man.
Yeah, it's not that. That's 100% not what I'm saying.
Then what is it?
It's full go without the contact. Like, they're running the blitzes full speed.
Then
You're
how do you not
picking
have
up the
contact?
blitzes.
If you don't
They
have...
stop as soon as you engage.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You're not working on the counter move that the D lineman's going to throw at you.
You're doing that during one-on-ones in camp.
Camp. That's when
Right.
you're doing that.
So the way you said it, I thought they did this through all of training camp.
No.
And through every
I didn't
year.
say that. I
They
said
did it
into
all
the
last
season.
year. They did it the year before. So they've 24/7 do it this
No,
way.
I said after Mondays in season.
Okay.
That's when they
now that
start
you've
doing
said
it.
that, it makes more sense.
Yeah. No, not during camp. You just saw Hard Knocks with them against the They were going full go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're going
no.
in to walk through. I'm like, you got to practice.
I'm saying once the season
Weren't
gets
they on
rolling.
Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Not
that's
with
where I
Big
was like,
Bay.
what
That
are you
was with,
talking about?
That was with
Oh, Fisher, that's
and
right.
he definitely went full go. He was
Yes.
he goes full go
Yeah,
every day
okay.
in practice.
Yeah, during the year, during games, I get it.
That's what I was talking
okay.
about.
And if I misheard you, I apologize.
Yes, that's what I meant.
But I'm like,
Oh
just
no, you
walk
have
throughs.
to during fun. You have to go
Yeah.
over all that shit.
Oh,
in
that's
the
why I'm like,
beginning
what are
of
the
year.
coaches doing if they're
Yeah,
just
no.
walking through the whole time?
You don't want to get anyone hurt during the season. I mean, Jason Peters. Oh, we're gonna fucking lose to the Pirates.
101 though is tough.
I could not hit that.
96, you got a chance. 101, I don't think so.
That's gas. But I'll tell you what, Harper's had 2 really good cuts. At
Okay,
those,
so
at those
here's what I want
fastballs.
to do here. Since
Yeah,
we have you,
He's only
here,
missed them probably by half a foot.
I want to
when you slow mo them or whatever.
Let's do Eagles, and then I want to get a little Pitt Panthers.
Okay, we got time
Love
for
to.
that.
Going into that,
We got time.
Love
We got
to.
about 10, 15 minutes here.
Okay, so Birds. What are we expecting to see? Obviously, you're not going to see any of the starters.
Pops, I'm going to let you answer first here.
None of the starters. You're going to see guys trying to make the team. How do you think they already have their 53-man roster set, or does this fourth game actually?
No, I think there's some positions that could still be influenced by their performance in this game 4 here. In the
So what?
preseason.
Maybe like 2-3 guys.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe
I was gonna say 50 of them.
Maybe defensive end.
They know most of their guys.
Yeah. It's 1 or 2 guys, and honestly, I think it's a linebacker.
DN,
No, they're all on. They're
all
locks.
making it.
They're locks.
offensive lineman.
That's one of them with Wiz Pryor. Kind of whether you take 8 or 9. I think the other one's linebacker with like Forts, Singleton.
Oh, I
which
think-
one of the special teams? Edwards.
I think you still got question marks at running back. Who's that 3rd or 4th running back?
Well, your best one is
Okay, well let's pause there. What question marks are you talking about? We got 4 locks with 0 question marks.
4 locks.
Yeah.
Sproles.
Clement,
Best one, Sanders.
Clement, and
go to
Howard.
So you are keeping Clement.
Oh, I'm definitely keeping Clement.
I mean, I agree, but
Yeah,
Clement,
he's a lock.
Sproles, Sanders,
So you go with 4
And
running
Howard.
backs.
Yeah, they're locks.
and Smallwood probably doesn't make the team.
There could be an argument made for a 5th running back,
Thank
and
you.
it would be Smallwood.
Thank you.
But
That's
the
what I'm
those
saying.
4 are
Yeah,
locks.
but you were saying we have question marks. 4.
Yeah, the 5th, but
Matt
it's going to be
Collins.
Matt Collins,
Because of the special teams.
which I don't want it to be because Greg Ward's a better wide receiver, but Matt Collins is a better overall football player.
Greg Ward, where did he go to school?
Where did Greg Ward
In
go
what
to school?
position did he play?
I don't know.
Oh, kicked off the pod. Houston quarterback
I was going to say Houston.
back in the
Come on,
day.
good gut.
So that's really all I'm thinking, man. I think it's that 4th linebacker, 5th receiver, and maybe 5th running back, 10th offensive lineman. Do they
Yeah.
keep 4 quarterbacks or 3? Can they get Thorson through waivers? That's
No.
something else to decide.
I think what he
Well, if
put
they
up in week
can't,
2.
then Smallwood's gone because that's another roster spot you got to steal from somewhere else.
True.
And you're going to keep the lineman because do you think Mailata would make it through waivers, or do you think somebody would scoop him up?
Yeah, Mailata's not had an overly impressive preseason. I mean, sure, he's
his
got the
footwork
size.
stinks.
He's got the footwork needs a lot of
It
work.
stinks.
And
You can't put him in a game.
He-
and be like,
he-
hey, protect. Yep, there you go.
there we
Swept.
go. All right.
Fucking 2 of 3 with the Pirates.
We're 1-1. That was game 2. We won
Right.
game 1.
Oh yeah.
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah, they're raising that freaking Bucko flag or whatever they say out in Pittsburgh. You know,
See, I find it interesting both of you guys are
fly
not
the
high on
W.
Mailata because depending on who you talk to, people say he's performed very, very well this camp and had a strong preseason.
I understand, but I don't think you can plug him into a game. I'd rather have Dillard in there.
Backup right tackle, Dillard's already playing left for
tackle.
Peters.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Vitae in there.
He's playing right guard because
I
Brooks
know,
is
but
hurt.
If someone
You
gets
rather
hurt,
Vitae
put
instead
him
of
at
Dillard?
Tackle.
This is what
No. Vitae at
Right
Bags,
tackle.
If-
I'm talking fourth quarter, week 1. Peters is hurt. Johnson went down. Vitae's your right guard. Who's playing right tackle?
Vitae starting?
At right guard, yeah. If Brooks
Right
isn't
now?
ready, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, you have to go Mailata.
Then you
Not-
can't cut him.
No, you can't. I didn't never said to cut him. I'm just saying we're screwed
It's
either
either-
way at that point.
But he's not clearing waivers, is what Kevin's saying. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so you
I'm
got to keep
saying-
him on
so
team.
he's
Yeah.
making the team this year.
Yeah, keep 10 linemen. I think you
It
need
would be
10.
9 if you cut Wiz or Pryor, 8. That's where it gets tricky.
I'm under the boat that I would rather keep Pryor and Mailata than Wiz because
I agree.
you have. There's a.
I think it's
there's
Mailata-
another Wiz you can
Well,
pick up
Wiz ain't playing
mid-year.
tackle, though. Wiz isn't playing
There's
tackle.
Just
another Wiz
overall
you
in
can pick
general,
up.
I think Mailata, Pryor, Wiz in order of they're going to make the team is that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Wiz is going to make it, to be honest with you. I think they're
No,
going to
I
cut
think
him.
he's getting cut.
Because if you look back this past offseason, they didn't re-sign him because he wanted to look elsewhere.
Correct.
Nobody
He's gonna-
signed him.
He's going to be
And
that
then he
guy.
came back. So we'll cut him. Nobody will sign him. And then if somebody gets hurt in a week or two, come on
Wiz
back,
come
step
over.
in with
Exactly what's gonna
Snooski,
happen.
right?
Wiz will come back in week 5 or 6.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly right.
Because he was the guy who nobody signed before, and Mailata is somebody who's going to get interest.
Right.
So you cut Wiz, already knowing that the market is like, nobody wanted this guy 4 months ago, and I don't think there's been that many injuries across the NFL that all of a sudden he's going to be in demand after he can't snap the goddamn football to the quarterback.
I still can't believe he how bad he is at snapping.
Right? Like what
Like,
happened?
it
I
blows
get
my mind.
play guard, I guess, but like right now we're trying to run Pryor, Vitae, like
Yeah.
exactly. He'll be back in a couple of weeks, but that's really it for game 4.
Is the shotgun snap really that difficult?
No, not if you practice it.
Now the question is, did you throw it like a spiral? Because
Yeah.
some people do and some people don't.
Callie liked the spiral, so I did.
Some people grab like the
Yeah,
top
I
with the
can't,
hand
yeah.
and like.
I
is
could
there-
not wear a glove when
is-
I snapped.
Is there a coaching one way or the other, or is it just personal preference? Get it
It's
the
just
fuck back
personal
there.
Preference, yeah. I felt I had more control of it when I snapped it like a football.
Well, you used to
Like
throw it a
throwing
little bit,
football,
so
yeah.
it was kind of natural for
I never
you.
liked the snapping like that just because it felt awkward to me.
Right.
It was more the flick
throw
of the
it back.
wrist. The one tough one is when you have a guy screaming down the A gap and you have to reach his ass, and your arm, as you're stepping, your arm's going with you, so you gotta
Keep the
fucking
snap
keep
straight
it in the
for-
middle of your body as you're doing it. And that's what a lot of the like with me coaching a lot of my centers, that's what they do. They step, their hand goes with the step, and then the ball goes to the right.
Right.
Which I'm not saying I perfect snap every time, but pretty much every time was
Pretty close.
right on the money.
Pretty close. Oh my gosh. So overall, man, another preseason kind of in the books. Cut days coming down. What are the vibes here as we're like 10, 11 days away? We got the Redskins who named Case Keenum the starting quarterback.
Love it.
Is that right?
Fresh meat.
Welcome back, Case.
Fresh meat.
You
Welcome
gotta
back
think,
to the link.
right? You got to think that's going to be a W in week 1.
Was it 8.5, 7.5?
Are they at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think it's got to be a W, but like to your point, you've said earlier, Kevin, when it's 10-3 Redskins in the second quarter and the boo birds start coming out, you just be patient.
I referenced the
I mean,
Jacksonville game a couple years
Yes.
back when they were down, like 14 or something
Yes.
at halftime, or
Jackson
maybe
was
even more.
stuck at that point.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, okay, guys, what's going
And
on?
you may
figure
see
it out.
some of that this year. I mean, because, obviously Carson Wentz has not played in the preseason. He's certainly not going to play Thursday night. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I understand that completely. But there may be just some timing issues.
Yeah.
There may be, but you would think that eventually the talent of the Eagles team will take over. And I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be more of an ugly win, but it's going to be a W nonetheless.
Sure.
Al Davis, just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
That's right. Just win, baby.
Just win. And we'll be coming to you next week with some Birds Talk.
Yeah.
But I know Pags touched on it.
I would like to touch on the big game this week.
That's it.
Opening game. How do you feel about your toughest opponent, Coastal
Division.
Coastal Division, top 2 teams in the Coastal Division battling it out week 1. What's your thought process on that?
Well, as a Panther football fan and an infamous alum, I'm excited about it. I think it gets the team mentally ready right away to play football. We are not opening up against Idaho or Middle Tennessee State, and that's no knock on those 2 teams. But anyway, I think it's going to be a tough opening game right away. I'm looking forward to watching it. And really, I don't know which way it's going to go because right now, Pitt's got so many question marks, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think defensively we're going to be sound. It didn't hurt losing our stud defensive end, Mr. Weaver, for the year with a torn ACL. That will hurt.
Yes.
But all the questions and anticipation is going to be on the offensive side of the ball.
So Pickett's the guy.
No question. Pickett's the guy. Yeah,
okay.
Pickett's the guy.
We're rocking. See, I was under the belt that I hated when we had a conference game week 1 just because it takes a certain mindset to get into that. It was always nice opening up with, well, in our case, we were that cupcake team playing another team, so you felt like you had no pressure on you.
Right.
And when you play not for Michigan, Appalachian State, but play one of those 1AA teams, you get the confidence rolling.
Sure.
Then the next thing, it's tough jumping right into a big-ass game like that. UVA is not very good at opening games. Trust me, 09, William & Mary goes in there and stomps their ass.
Exactly.
And we get the win because those Charlottesville people, they will turn on you like that. But you guys are at Pitt, so...
And for whatever reason, we've had success against Virginia.
Yes, last year I remember.
Yeah, well, absolutely. That game was played in a monsoon.
Yes.
So that just led right into the way Pitt, last year Pitt wanted to pound the football.
Yep.
And it, with the weather conditions the way it was, it just played out perfectly for Pitt. But this year's going to be a little different, and where the anticipation is they got a new offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, and he's had a lot of success just recently at UMass. He's supposedly a quarterback's guru. He even coached Ben Roethlisberger at the Steelers for a few years.
Big Ben, baby.
Big Ben, yeah. So there's a lot of anticipation this year on the offensive side of the ball, even though the talent is unproven, relatively unproven, especially along the offensive line where we have 4 new offensive linemen. But there's talent in the wide receivers, and if you look at the running back, you got to replace Olesen and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. Hall, thank you, and who just recently got released by the Packers. But supposedly the running backs, they come in, they're 4-star kids, so there's talent there, but it's just unproven at this point.
So what are your thoughts on Troy and North Texas getting votes in the AP poll and the Pitt Panthers being left out of that?
I got to be honest with you, that just blows my mind. That just blows. I mean, here you have they won the Coastal Division. They played in the ACC championship game. Now, albeit, they got hammered by Clemson. They were going to beat Clemson.
Alabama got hammered by Clemson.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So what do Pitt and Alabama have in common, right? I mean,
one thing
Pitt,
and one thing only.
And then Pitt, again, lost a miserable bowl game against Stanford, and in Miami beat them. But that being said, for them not to even get any votes, to me, is an insult to the program. And don't think for 1 minute that Coach Narduzzi's not going to use that as inspiration.
No doubt. He seems like he's getting his guys in there, and it should be fun.
Here's another question kind of out there, but do you think Pitt's going to sell out week 1 against Virginia?
No, absolutely not. Not even a question. They will not sell out.
You think that has something to do with them not getting votes?
No. That's nothing to do. That's
just the aura of the program. Nobody cares.
I think
nobody goes.
I think there'll be a nice crowd.
Sure, I agree with
that,
you.
I mean
40.
45,000.
40 out of 60.
Yeah, I mean, Pitt never sells out unless it's Notre Dame, Penn State, or maybe West Virginia.
Do you think the national media who's not in Pittsburgh, the AP writer who's in San Jose who votes in the poll, looks at it and just goes, yeah, they stink. Nobody goes. Nobody cares. Like, of course they're not any good.
I don't think that the AP writer in San Jose that you mentioned even knows that nobody goes to Pitt football games. That they're not getting.
You don't think it's known that Pitt's attendance has major issues, like in the ACC?
Not to the guy in the West Coast.
No.
Not to the guy in the West Coast you mentioned.
So you think them not getting a vote has to do with just what? They just don't think Pitt's any good?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of just it's that whole Coastal Division.
So Pitt
playing
overperformed
Clemson.
that much
I
last
think
year?
they think the
What's that?
Coastal
Pitt
Division
overperformed
stinks.
that much
No,
last year?
They didn't overperform last year.
Well, if you make the
played,
ACC championship game, you're pretty close to a top 25
Thank
team.
you. And that's my point.
So everybody else is saying they overperformed last year by not putting them in this year's top 25.
No, I think it's just a matter of just disrespect that they're going, well, Pitt's not going to do it again. I think they have this thought process.
Meaning they overperformed.
No, I don't think.
Right? If they're not going to do it
last year.
again, that means
Is
they're not
UVA
good enough to
ranked?
do it again.
What's that?
Is UVA ranked?
No, they get votes, though, I believe. Or maybe not.
I mean, there's people picking UVA to win the Coastal Division. So
Right.
To Pags' point, I mean, why aren't they in the top 25 if people are picking them to win the Coastal
Yeah,
Division?
I guess the Coastal's just that bad.
It is.
It's the worst
It's
division in
stink.
all of the Power Fives.
It's one of the worst. Yes, absolutely.
That or the Big Ten, whatever.
West.
Where Wisconsin wins every year.
Wisconsin.
exactly
Apparently Nebraska
That's true. They're
could
coming
be
up.
the team this year. Or Purdue.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess because kind of like last year, Pitt could win the Coastal this year again and be 7-5
That's true.
and not ranked again.
Or Virginia, Miami could win, beat 7-5.
Right? Well, Miami 0-1 already,
Exactly.
heading
Week
that
0.
way. Week 0, turnover city,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's we mentioned in our ACC preview pod. It's Clemson and everybody else.
Oh, no question.
And that's Syracuse next best, but because of their schedule, they'll be a top 20 team.
Here's the thing. I mean, Pitt proved it a couple of years ago when they went down to Clemson and upset Clemson. It's one football game.
Right.
You get in that ACC championship game, you never know.
Right.
Clemson turns the ball over a few times, puts the ball
Well, that's
on
how
the
you
ground.
should feel about the Phils in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's one game. You never know, bub.
By the way, we're now
Just make it.
We're now 2 games out of the playoffs.
The Cubs won today. They
But
were.
we're
If
also-
it makes the ACC championship, they will lose by 45.
What did they lose by last year?
A lot.
I don't think it
At
was
your house.
45.
It wasn't 45. It was not 45.
I think it was like 21.
Actually, Pitt
Oh,
held
sorry. The 2 touchdowns at
Pitt
the end
held
of the game.
Clemson to the same point total that Alabama held.
Yeah.
I mean,
Another thing in common.
Well, no, Lawrence.
Are you guys saying that Pitt and Alabama are right
There's
at the
a
same
lot
level?
in common. Absolutely a lot in common.
If you actually look at the stats,
level
now.
attendance and
Yeah,
and
exactly.
coaching pedigree, it's all very
lot
similar.
of similar
Go ahead,
conversation.
Kevin. Yes.
no, Lawrence. He was like 7 of 15 for like 1 or 2 touchdowns because he had a long ass pass or something. But like overall, he wasn't strong, and that's where
actually,
they're saying
if
the
you recall
secondary.
that game, the first play of the game was a running play that went basically off tackle and it ran for 70 yards. And you take that play out of the game, the Pitt defense did not embarrass themselves by. It was just the offense and the inability to throw
What do you
the
have?
football
8 passing yards,
even a little bit.
7 passing
So
yards.
To come to Pitt when you look in the NFL and you got Aaron Donald, Larry Fitzgerald, Darrell Revis, Shady McCoy, James Conner. Like,
Because none of those guys were studs when they went to Pitt.
I mean, you can
Revis was probably a 4-star.
You can make the argument for Shady. But then,
Shady
but-
was
but
a 3 or
Shady got
4
hurt.
with
Shady's going to
educational
Miami.
issues.
Shady got hurt.
He had academic
going
issues.
to
He had a
Miami.
little bit of character flaw, question. He was a 3-star.
He was a 3-star guy. James Conner, 3-star
Cancer.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, so-
it's-
I mean, recruiting is not an exact science. I mean, Pitt does a pretty good job getting these higher 3 stars, a handful of 4 stars, which is good. You have to develop those guys. But the bottom line is, to compete with the Clemsons of the world who are getting all 5 stars and a handful of 4 stars. Yeah, I mean, if that talent's going to win out in the long run every time.
my last question. Is there any chance the national title game is not Alabama-Clemson?
2%.
Georgia,
Michigan.
the other team.
Let's go.
Speaking of offensive coordinators, your boys have a new one.
Mr. Gaddis, speed in space.
Yeah,
Ever hear
LSU?
Harbaugh
That
say
should be
speed
fun
in
to watch.
space?
That should be fun to watch.
LSU.
LSU? I don't know, man. I'm still a little
Yeah.
fickle on them. We'll have to see. I think they got a new hire
Matt
on the
Canada's not
offensive
down
side
there
of the
anymore,
ball.
right? Matt Canada's not down at
No,
LSU.
they got a new hire on the offensive side of the ball.
Exactly.
who's
The
apparently-
analyst is
who's-
top notch.
Yes, that's right. We have heard that. Sources say they're offensive analyst. One of the best
Top-notch.
in the biz.
Has not drank a beer since January.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
there you
eating a
go.
carb.
Trust him.
Or eating a carb.
Yeah.
Jesus. But anyway, so that wraps up today's episode. Obviously, like I said, we're down here live in Charleston in the booth, and we're going to have a few different guests sprinkled throughout the week. We're going to have Alexander Smith back. You guys heard him on the
God. He
Flyers
doesn't have
pod.
fun.
Yep.
He doesn't like to have fun when he's gone. Or he does like to have fun, but you can't tell him to have fun. He needs to do it on his own. That's good. So his father, Mark
And
Smith.
he only has fun when he scores well.
Yes.
But yet he plays from the tips.
Yes.
He is
to
essentially
challenge himself to
Yes.
score well.
He's essentially Denzel Washington. Remember the Titans? Oh, football's fun to you?
Oh.
Nope, zero fun. sir.
Zero fun, sir. Petey, you gonna pick this football up? You gonna run every one of them? You're killing me, Petey. But yeah, that does it for today's episode. We'll catch you guys tomorrow or the next day with another episode of Too Close to Call.
And in parting, I'd just like to say something that you don't hear very often. Go Birds and hail the pit.
There you go.
Go Birds. Gabe Kapler. I hate you.
Oh God, we're listening to him. Let's keep talking so we don't have to listen to him talk.
All right, guys.
Don't shut it off. We gotta extend the pod. This is the worst.
We will talk to you guys
Cliff Lee gave up 4 runs today.
later.
Right.
Peace.
Peace.